The air is dry. The sun is high. From the walls of their city, the Spartans see dust rising on the horizon. Messengers rush through the streets, warning the king and his warriors, enemies are coming. But these are not Persians. These are not Thebans, nor rival Greeks. What approaches them are men who should not exist in their world. They are paratroopers, soldiers of the 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment, Easy Company. The Spartans do not know it yet, but these men have fallen from the skies, not by the will of the gods, but by parachute. The Americans expected to land behind German lines in Europe. Instead, they landed here, in Greece, 2,000 years too early. And the sun has only just begun to climb. The alarm spreads quickly. 300 Spartans prepare their arms. They polish their bronze, fasten their greaves, heft their heavy, round shields. Each man knows his place in the line. Each man knows the weight of his spear. Their supplies are simple: bread, dried meat, a flask of wine. Enough to hold the line for days, if needed. But these men are not worried about endurance. They expect to kill or be killed before the day ends. Across the fields, Easy Company gathers after the chaos of their jump. The landing was rough, as always. Some men lost equipment in the fall. Parachutes litter the ground like white scars across the countryside. But discipline holds. They regroup, they count heads, they check their weapons. Their supplies are more complex than the Spartans. Each man carries bandoliers of M1 Garand clips, 8 rounds each. Some carry Thompsons with 20 or 30 round magazines. A handful wield the BAR, its 20-round magazines, heavy but devastating. A mortar team shoulders its tubes. Others carry grenades, maps, compasses, radios, canteens filled, rations tucked away. They believe they are behind enemy lines in occupied Europe. They are ready for Germans. What they see instead shocks them. Rows of bronze helmets gleaming in the sunlight, shields overlapping, spears bristling forward. Two worlds, two armies, staring at each other across the same field. The Spartans advance. Their formation is precise, a living wall of men, shields interlock. The phalanx begins its steady push forward. Dust rises with each synchronized step. They chant, deep voices rumbling, growing louder as they close the distance. Easy Company reacts instinctively. Lieutenant Winters orders his men to dig in. They find what cover they can: shallow depressions, hedgerows, the scattered stone of old ruins. Machine guns are set up, mortars unpacked. They do not know who these men are, but they recognize the threat of a massed charge. The range closes. 300 yards, 200. The Americans hold their fire. 150 yards. The first crack splits the air. An M1 Garand fires, then another, then a dozen more. The calm morning erupts into thunder. Bullets scream downrange, striking shields, tearing through bronze, ripping into flesh. The Spartans stagger. Their shields hold against some shots, but bronze cannot stop high-velocity rounds. Men fall. The phalanx wavers, but it does not break. The first mortar shells land. Explosions throw men off their feet, shattering the rear ranks. Dust and blood fill the air, yet the front line keeps moving. Shields locked, spears forward. The discipline of Sparta does not falter. Easy Company increases its fire. BARs chatter,
Thompsons spit lead. The machine guns tear gaps in the formation. But the Spartans are close now. 100 yards, 75, 50. And then it happens. A dozen Spartans reach the American line.
The clash is brutal. A spear punches through a paratrooper's chest before he can reload. A Zypho short sword hacks at a man struggling with his rifle. The Americans fight back, slamming rifle butts into helmets, firing point blank into bronze-covered chests. It is chaos. The Spartans excel at close combat. Their training, their lives, have prepared them for this exact moment. Shields bash, spears thrust, blades slash. Easy company is tough, but not bred for hand-to-hand slaughter. In pockets, the Spartans carve through the line. But there is a problem. For every Spartan who breaks through, 10 of his brothers lie dead in the open field. The charge has cost them dearly. Winters shouts orders. Machine guns pivot, mowing down Spartan reinforcements. Grenades arc through the air, blasting gaps in the phalanx. The melee is savage, but short-lived, because modern firepower is relentless. The Spartans regroup. They pull back, forming another shield wall. Their numbers are thinner now. Barely 200 remain, but they do not retreat. They chant louder, pounding their shields, daring the paratroopers to face them again. Easy company braces. Ammunition is checked. Bandoliers run lower. The mortar team has only a few rounds left. The Americans have inflicted massive casualties, but they are burning through supplies fast. The Spartans, by contrast, need nothing but courage. Their weapons do not run empty. Their strength is their endurance. The phalanx advances again. Another storm of gunfire meets them. More fall, but still they come. This time, they split their formation. 2 wings of Spartans push from the sides, trying to flank. It is clever, disciplined, and dangerous. Easy company scrambles. One squad pivots to meet the flank, spraying BAR fire into the oncoming spears. Another squad shifts mortars, dropping shells on the opposite wing. The battlefield becomes a whirlpool of motion. Spartans die by the dozens, but their push is terrifying. They close the gap again. Another brutal melee erupts. This one is worse. The paratroopers are tired. Ammunition runs thinner. Some men resort to bayonets, knives, even fists. The Spartans fight like wolves, cutting down anyone within reach. Yet the storm of lead continues. Point-blank rifle shots, grenades at their feet, BARs tearing through shields at close range. Spartan after Spartan falls. So who won? Easy company, but not easily. It was not their strength in hand-to-hand combat that carried the day, but their weapons, their training, and their supplies. Without steady ammunition, without mortars and machine guns, they would have been overrun. The Spartans' courage was timeless, but courage alone could not close the gap of centuries. And yet, one question remains. If Easy Company fought the Spartans again, at night with low supplies, without mortars, would the outcome be the same? Or would the warriors of ancient Greece, in the right conditions, find a way to break the soldiers of the 20th century? That is a thought for another night.